So why don't we start this off? I want to make sure everyone's awake. It's almost dinner time. Why don't everyone just stand up real quick? Let's give it a big stretch. Come on, I know, even you in the back, I know, we love our phones. Let's stand up for just a second. Stand up for just a second. We're at Podfest. We're in Orlando. It's not -4 degrees outside. We're about to go get loose for dinner. But before that, we're going to learn how to do some automation. We know all these awesome tools, but how do we automate? So give yourself let's do a big clap. Let's clap it up. Let's clap it up for you, for Podfest. Chris, way to go. Sebastian in the back. Big claps for Sebastian in the back. I have a laser pointer here. I'm not going to be dangerous, though. It's okay. All right, cool. So I'm so excited. I worked so hard on all these slides. It's going to be really good. So today we're going to be talking about automating your podcast with AI. We're going to talk about some really cool tools. We're going to get into Zapier. I'm going to show you some stuff that I'm already doing, some stuff I'm working on, and some stuff that I'm staying up late dreaming about. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so I want to open this up by asking a quick question. Why do most podcasts fail? Any ideas, any suggestions? Why do podcasts fail? Inconsistent, stop recording, sure. Too complicated, sure. Lack of ideas. I would argue that the number one reason why is you're not getting the return on your resources. You're not getting a return on resources. And by the way, ChatGPT helped me figure out this nifty equation here. What is return on resources? Well, you got to get a return on your time and money. You got to get your influence, your impact, your income. We got to make some money. Who wants to make money with their podcast? Anyone? Anyone? That's 100%. Okay, yeah. So we need to get a return on our resources, right? And I think a lot of people, there's no one right way to do this. A lot of people cover, well, how do I make more money, right? Or how do I get more impact? How do I grow my show? We're going to talk a lot about time today. How to get my time back. That makes my wife very, very, very happy when I get more time back, right? Does anyone have a partner that you talk to about this stuff and they're like, can we just eat dinner, you know? Yep. That's me. Don't get me started about Thanksgiving. Oh my goodness. All right. So when we talk about saving time, we have to look at all the freaking tasks. Holy cow. This is just like a short list. We haven't gotten to the sub list and whatnot, but all these tasks, it makes your brain want to explode, right? And I promise I'm not going to be the teacher that makes your brain explode today. We're gonna bring it up. And by the way, I am going to share every single one of these slides with you. So if you want to get the slides, I'll give you some ways to get that, right? So about me, my name is Mark Savant. I own a podcast agency. I started podcasting about 5 years ago. And I am obsessed with AI. I'm going to talk to you a little bit why that is, right? As we talk about time, I produced 423 episodes of this one show, probably my favorite show, After Hours Entrepreneur. I have just recently, just this last year, made YouTube Partner, which was pretty cool. Got 1 million views on YouTube. That was pretty cool. But one thing thank you, I appreciate that. But what I want to show you here is the number of videos, 894 videos to get there. And I got to tell you what, it would not have been possible without the systems. No way. You're not just going to wake up and then turn on your Instagram and just start. No, you've got to have the right systems. You got to have the right systems, right? So AI changed everything for me, right? About 16 months ago, I got the lovely email from one of my key team members, the linchpin of my organization, that, boss, I quit. I'm moving to Spain. I'm just going to live my best life in the islands of Spain. I'm like, I did what most bosses do, and I freaked out. I was like, great. I got clients, I got needs, I got a family, and now I got to do the next thing that most bosses do. Stepped up, did the work, and became completely overwhelmed, right? Does anyone ever feel that feeling, like overwhelmed with all the tasks? Holy cow. But then something happened. I started using AI in some of my workflows. I saved up to 90% of my time. I reduced my cost by 80%, and I was like, I gotta teach some people this stuff. I gotta train my staff, completely transform my business. 4 months later, I was able to quit my day job. Any insurance agents out there? That's what I was doing. Oh, God bless you. It's tough. I was tired of getting calls like they denied my claim, my premium went up. Oh, yeah, no more of that, right? So I quit my job, which was pretty cool, because what really happens here with AI is this is like the most transformational tool in the history of humanity. But what it does is it empowers you, your team, and your automations. your automations, really, really important, right? So the way I look at this, because everyone here is using different tools, they have a different toolbox, what we want to do is we want to break down all of the procedures, everything that we're doing on a daily basis, weekly basis, all the stuff that's taking up our time, right? And we're going to sit here, we're going to do an audit, okay? And then this is where the fun begins. This is where the slides really kick in, right? It's where we get a little bit technical, but stay with me, right? Because there's a program called Zapier. Everyone knows Zapier, heard of Zapier? Woo! Zapier incorporates all of your favorite softwares with all of your favorite other softwares and creates some really, really cool things you could do. So today, I'm going to, again, show you some things that I'm already doing, some things I'm working on, some things that I'm kind of looking at more closely, right? And so what does Zapier look like? Anyone recognize any of these logos up here? Any of them? Yeah? A few of them? Yeah. All of them. Every one of these integrates with Zapier, right? And you may not know exactly what this is right here. This is an RSS icon. Everyone that has a podcast here, you have an RSS feed, and that RSS feed is powerful. And just by the way, just before I get into Zapier here, one of the things your RSS feed can and should be doing is connecting to YouTube. Even if you're like, Mark, I don't do video, it's too much work, I don't want to buy TubeBuddy, cool, get it. You can connect your RSS feed to YouTube. It'll take you, once you set that up, by the way, it'll take you 0 minutes. Every time you just upload to your RSS feed, it'll automatically pump out to YouTube, okay? So, yeah. I actually worked with Lene on that a little while ago, so thank you, Lene, teaching me these things every day. Yeah. So anyway, it's gonna coordinate with basically all your softwares, right? I found it to be extremely powerful with the Google G Suite. It's obscenely powerful. You've probably heard of Google. It's like the biggest company in the entire world. All of their tools integrate with Zapier and other AI softwares. It's pretty, yeah, I don't know, underrated, overrated, I don't know. We'll talk about stocks in a later time, right? So here are some of my favorite AI programs, and these integrate as well. We're going to talk about a few of these, specifically ChatGPT. There was a gentleman earlier, I don't know if he's still in here, who had asked, where do I start with AI? Start here. Start with this one. It's got $89 billion valuation. Microsoft is like a major shareholder. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. We're going to talk about that, all right? All right, cool. So it incorporates a lot of these AI programs. So let's start by kind of talking about, well, what can Zapier actually do with ChatGPT? How can we merge these tools together to get our time back, to customize user experiences, to generate more leads, to close more sales, okay? So I got to say, there's a reason why I highlight forms here, because forms are extremely powerful with Zapier and ChatGPT, right? You may have seen a form before. Hey, fill this out if you like spaghetti, you know. Fill this out if you want to be a guest on. Actually, I don't want to spoil. It's going to be good. I don't want to spoil it. So anyway, you can do a lot of cool things. Here are a few examples. You can use forms in ChatGPT with completed episodes, with guest requests, with response letters, with blogs. Do a lot of cool stuff. So let's get into it here, right? Oh, and by the way, wherever you are in your podcasting journey, you need to be thinking about a CRM. Whether or not you're going to be trying to make sales, but you need to be thoughtful about a CRM. That's your customer relationship manager. That could be your listener relationship manager, however you want to do it. But every single person you meet this weekend has something that's very valuable to you. It's called an email. So what do you do with emails? Well, you spam everyone that you met at Podfest with a bunch of your marketing jargon. No, don't do that. Don't do that. I know some of y'all are going to do that. I might. I don't know. We'll see. But regardless, you want to collect those emails, whether you're doing something very, very basic like a Google Sheet, or if you're using something a little more sophisticated like Go High Level, HubSpot, something like that. We keep those emails, because even if you don't think you need them today, you might want them in the future. Oh my goodness, I lost so many emails just not caring about this. So I just wanted to lay that out, right? And so you might say, well, Mark, how do I collect the emails? You're going to meet people today. You have them fill out Google Forms. Maybe they schedule on your calendar, right? If you've got a calendar, that's a good way to get emails, right? So let's keep going. I want to give you a quick example. This is a really, I think, cool way to generate relationships. It's somewhat related to podcasting, but I found it to be very effective. So this is what I call the LinkedIn CEO strategy, all right? We need background music, I'm sorry. I didn't get there, all right? All right, so anyway, this is what you do. You go to search, you type in CEO, and you go to message. You say, I'd love to feature on my company's blog or podcast. All I need is for you to fill out this 3-minute form. Boom. Okay? What you're going to do is this. We're going inside Zapier here. So there's going to be a Google form, and they're going to fill that out with whatever questions you need. Who are you? Where do you live? What's your birthday? What's your email, phone number? Whatever information you need, right? Then what we do is we send it to ChatGPT, and we start a conversation. I'm going to show you exactly how to set that up. And then it's going to automatically generate all that information. It's going to turn all that information in that form into digestible, copywritten material, okay? It's incredibly powerful. So this is kind of what it looks like in ChatGPT. You know, so I'm saying, hey, whenever someone fills out a form, this is all the information from that Google form. First name, last name, email, link to their podcast, social media, what's your business, et cetera, et cetera. Again, whichever information that's going to be relevant to you and what your goal is, okay? So you set up the custom directions. Every time someone fills out that form, this is going to populate a Google Doc. This is all automatic, this entire thing. ChatGPT wrote this out all automatically. It created a Google folder. It created a Google Doc within that Google folder. Is that interesting to anyone? Does someone think that's pretty cool? Yep. It's pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. Shout out to Larry David. All right. So this is pretty badass here. Now you can take this farther. I haven't gotten to this point exactly, but you could have this automatically upload to your WordPress site for a blog. You can auto write it. Now, one thing I would challenge everyone to do, and I know this is probably going to be a question here, is we don't just want to copy and paste this, right? But you might say this is a pretty good start. And you can hire VA to go through, delete some emails, double check some stuff, just kind of clean it up, put your personal touch on it, right? But this is incredibly powerful. You know how long this would have taken me to write in high school? Weeks, months, years. Now it's done instantly, automatically. I said, hey, teacher, I have a question. You want to fill out my this form? I'm doing a project. Do you have your teacher write your whole project? I see you, Gen Z. I see you, Gen Z. I see you in there. I know you're angry at me because I told you college is worthless, but that's another story. Okay, let's give another example. Here, okay, cool. So, one of the things that we're all doing as podcast hosts is we're probably inviting guests to come on our podcast, right? And then what happens next? Well, we got to prepare. We got to prepare for that podcast. I got to research. I got to listen to episodes. Maybe I read their book, which is a great idea. But, that takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to do all that research. And maybe the person is hard to find. Well, what we can do is we can be thoughtful about the questions that we ask guests, whether it's in a Google form or if it's in the calendar booking. And what's ChatGPT going to do for us? Well, it's going to be our virtual assistant. And it's going to write out potential titles for the episode, descriptions, takeaways. It's going to give me potential questions. It can do a lot of cool stuff. And this example is actually one of the ways that you can write show notes. So for people, one of the things that I do when I finish recording, I fill out a Google form. It takes about 2 minutes with my information. And then, boom, it writes out all this information. Then I have my team, my copywriters, they go and they clean it up, right? For any old school editors and copywriters, do you remember listening to every minute of every episode, maybe on 2x if you're moving it slow? I remember that. Oh my goodness. That was hard. That was really, really hard. So anyway, this is another example. Which, by the way, I will have all the slides. They're coming, all the slides. Oh yeah, they got this. It's coming back. But yeah, here's so many cool things. You can even write so here you have here's an email that I can write. You can set this up to automatically, synchronize with your Gmail or your Yahoo Mail or your AOL, whatever you're using. I know there's some AOL users in here. I still love you. It's okay. So guest prep, we already covered guest prep, so I'm going to keep moving on. So ChatGPT, when we're making these automations, when we're putting these things together, well, what do we do? What are the keys to success, right? So these are a bunch of descriptive prompts. The more descriptive we are in what we want ChatGPT to do, the better our results. Prompt engineering, the most important skill of, I think, the next generation. It's going to be, oh man. Anyway, That's very important. Descriptive prompts are really important. These are some of my favorite ideas, ways that I can generate lists with ChatGPT. And again, you can run all, like, if you imagine having a form to say something, yeah, like, maybe your wife is saying, hey, what do you want to have for dinner? I'm like, oh, hey, baby, just fill out this Google form. Just fill out this Google form, send me an email, and maybe, I haven't even tried this. This is where things get, maybe I actually automatically send it to DoorDash, so DoorDash will order it for me exactly, right? Then she can't blame me because she doesn't like what I ordered. I can just say, oh, it's DoorDash, I'm sorry. My anniversary is in May, so I know what I'm talking about here, okay? 10-year anniversary in May, so I've got a little bit of experience here. Yeah. Great for meeting preparation. Hooks, titles, headlines, all that clickbait, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about over there. All right. So I want to talk about another cool tool that I've been consistently impressed with. It's a tool called Cast Magic. It does all this. I heard about it. I was using it on AppSumo. AppSumo, another cool place to find some really cool tools. But I was using this tool, Cast Magic. So I want to talk about automating with Cast Magic for a moment here. And one of the cool things that you can do with Cast Magic that I like is you can create custom prompts. So if you're like, okay, great, you're giving me titles, keywords, bio, like all that stuff is great, but I want to create my own custom prompts. Well, it's empowered by ChatGPT-4, OpenAI software, and so you can actually create your own custom prompts. So this is one that I've played with. It just blows my mind every time. Pretty cool. All right. So, well, what else can we do? What else can we do with Cast Magic? You can import uploads from YouTube to Cast Magic, and if I didn't properly explain what Cast Magic does, Cast Magic is like copywriting on steroids. It just does all this writing for you. I'm just going to back it up a little bit. I'm going to back it up. AI is a large language model. Could have started here. Maybe I could have. It's a large language model. So what it's really doing is it's predicting upcoming text. It's very good at taking written word and creating more written word. And just a side note, every single word that we say is all being transcribed. Every single word. It's all being transcribed. It's all analyzable by AI. And so anyway, what Cast Magic does is it takes all those words that come in and it gives you out what you want. So what can you do? You could upload to YouTube. Anytime you upload to YouTube, automatically goes to Cast Magic. Cast Magic can transcribe it. It can write show notes, descriptions, titles, hooks. Then it can send it to your WordPress site. It can send it to Gmail. Maybe you're using MailChimp or Go High Level. Same thing with Zoom. Every time, this is just so crazy. Every time you're on a Zoom call, you can automatically send it to Cast Magic to assess it. And again, you can create custom prompts. Custom prompts. Anytime someone, maybe you or one of your team members, clients, friends, wife, upload something to your Google Cloud, automatically into Cast Magic, and you can spit out into all these different RSS feed. Every time you upload something to your RSS feed, Cast Magic, boom, you get result. So really cool stuff. Quite frankly, the possibilities are endless, depending on what your need, your desire, your long-term goals are. It's just so infinitely fascinating. So again, we've been breaking down Zapier here today, and I do want to highlight, and you've probably noticed that all the major platforms are incorporating AI. It's becoming easier and easier and easier to do, but the people that are using it regularly are going to have a better understanding of how to use it and how it can impact their business, their company, their podcast. Really important stuff. And by the way, another really cool thing that you'll notice down here is chatbots. This, to me, is probably one of the most important things we can do in growing our business or growing our podcast, because we live in a day and age where we want it now. If I send an email to someone, I want a response ASAP. I'm not trying to wait 6 hours. What are you talking about, 6 hours? I'll give you 60 seconds, right? Your chatbot never sleeps, never eats, it never goes on dates. Well, chatbots will be going on dates with all of our kids pretty soon. So that's another conversation. I heard a stop out there. Check out Replica AI. Already happening. Anyway, long story short, one of the cool things you can do with these chatbots is you can actually embed them in your website. You can train it with all your FAQs. different prompts. You can say, hey, I'm not available now. We'll be getting back to you in 5 minutes. Here's our FAQs. So that's a regular chatbot. But what you can do with an AI chatbot is give prompts like, what are you looking for? Where do you live? How much money do you have to spend? Which, by the way, when you're trying to close a good deal, figuring out what the budget is pretty important. Pretty important, right? So anyway, some really, really cool things you can do with Zapier. Strongly, strongly recommend it. And again, what I will say is AI is not going to remove your ability. It's going to empower you. It's going to empower you, your team, and your automations. And what I think is interesting about this is we're not just copying and pasting this stuff, but what it does is it elevates someone who is an average or beginner in a topic, and all of a sudden they become an expert. All of a sudden they become an expert. Not just an expert in the topic, but an expert in you, in your brand, in all your favorite websites, links, and things like that. So we're very quickly entering an age where you're not going to be competing against people in your city, your county, your state. You're going to be competing against the 16-year-old Malaysian kid who's willing to work for $3 an hour. That's where this is going. So you need, and quite frankly, they're going to be damn good. They're going to be really good at writing. They're going to be really good at editing. So the way that I think we need to position ourselves is understand the tools, leveraging the tools, empowering people in other countries to put food on their plates, but also give a really, really great final product and a really great experience. That's where we're looking for. And thanks for being here, Podfest. Thanks for being here. Way to go. You just learned something today. We learned a little something today.
Awesome job. Last questions.
So what AI tool did you use to create those pictures?
Well, so this tool is called Lensa. If you're a ChatGPT Pro member, you can make some really, really cool stuff with ChatGPT. I've seen some podcast logos that are amazing. So if you haven't yet, ChatGPT Pro, $20, spend 20 minutes a day, change your life.
Does Zapier work with LinkedIn?
I have not personally used Zapier with LinkedIn. I'm 99% sure you can. But what you can do is you can use Zapier with other tools like Hootsuite, Sprout Social, Metricool. So the short answer would be yes, you can get there. There's another really cool AI tool I've been playing with. I have an entire YouTube tutorial on it, on Mark Savant. It's called EV.AI. I'm not going to go into all the details, but it is really cool. It's a Google Chrome plugin, EV.AI.
Great job, Mark. My question is, if it's a brand new podcast, or AI can be extremely overwhelming for the average person, especially just getting started with a podcast. So top 3 things they should start with without a barrage of tools, because there's a ton of them out there.
So obviously it depends on goals. We're going to clarify what our goals are with our show. Do I want influence? Do I want leads? Do I want a network? I'm looking for coaching, consult. But what I would say is the first thing we want to do is we want to try to make our information SEO rich. We want to be found. We don't want to be clever. We want to be clear. And so what we want to do first is go to Google Keywords, free search. What are people searching for? What's the search volume? What's the competition? You can use Answer the Public. So we get clear on that. We prime ChatGPT. We explain to ChatGPT, this is what we want to do. This is who we're talking to. Make me some images. It'll start generating some images. Write me out a description. Write me out a script. Write me out who are the top 50 guests in my network. Maybe even ask it for emails. There might be some roundabout ways of getting emails too. So anyway, I would start with ChatGPT to do your research. It's really powerful.
Obviously, a lot of this is important that they get your voice, both for ChatGPT and all of these other tools. What do you recommend as being really descriptive prompts to own your voice? So the blogs, the real ideas, the show notes are in your own voice without a lot of extra work.
Yeah, so again, being as descriptive and clear as possible. You know, in these slides, I give kind of like a few examples, some of the descriptive slides I like. I think there does need to be some tweaking. You're going to need to tweak it, like, oh, I don't like this response, change that, or I don't like this response, I'll change my prompts. You should definitely upgrade to ChatGPT 4. It's going to give you a better experience. And by the way, just so I give you a little backstage pass on the funnel here, because anyone that scans this is in my funnel. I've got you. You're in my funnel. So basically, if you scan this and you get the slides, After 2 days, you're also going to get my ChatGPT guide. It's about 100 pages. All my favorite prompts, all my favorite descriptors, totally free. Yeah.
Thank you for the talk, Mark. You had mentioned or recommended that we attach our RSS feed to YouTube, but what if we're already making video and posting on YouTube directly? Do you still recommend connecting the RSS feed?
No. Great question. Because when you're attaching an RSS feed, it's basically just going to be the audio, and YouTube's a video platform, so it's super easy. Video is another monster when it comes to producing a show. But to answer your question, if you're already doing video, no, you don't need to attach that.
Question for two. One clarification and then one question. It's in the Zapier where it sent the information to the assistant GPT. Were those the fields in the Google form, and then they go to the?
That's exactly right. Oh yeah.
So it converts over into the GPT.
That's right.
And by the way, everything that's in the form is into a Google Sheet, and that Google Sheet can go into your CRM. And again, I could go.
Have you been playing with GPTs?
I have been playing with GPTs. I have a podcast assistant GPT. It's great. I just said, with GPTs, by the way, this is a custom marketplace. You can create your own custom chatbots or AI. It leverages ChatGPT 4. And ChatGPT. I'll give you a quick strategy on how to monetize your GPT if I can. Obviously, you can put it on the marketplace. You can charge for it. But what you can also do is, we all have something important to teach. We all are great at something we can teach others. You probably have resources. You probably have a website, or you might have a podcast maybe, or a product or service or something. Well, you can train your GPT to recommend your product and services. So not only are you helping people, but it'll say, hey, one of the most common examples of that is, hey, Mark, what mic should I use? Cool, check out my podcast assistant GPT, and it'll send people to my Amazon sales page, right? Yeah.
Mark, I use a CRM called Red Horse. It's got about 40,000 names in it. Will Zapier be able to export Excel spreadsheets, which Red Horse can import?
I'm not positive. I'm not familiar with that CRM. But what you can...
Standard Excel spreadsheets.
If you can get the spreadsheet, you can import and export to basically any CRM. I'm not familiar with that exact, but I'd love to talk more about that because.
Where is it Excel as opposed to Google Sheets?
Oh yeah, yes, Excel. Yes, you can absolutely automate Excel. Absolutely.
In addition to OpenSpliff, are there any other AI platforms you're using to create video content?
Yeah, so great question. I have an awesome team, love my team. I've spent many long nights, dark, dank hours editing videos, and I'm so glad that phase of my life is over. I have a team that does that now. But yeah, Descript is great. The entire Adobe suite is really cool. They're going all in on AI. Autopod is really cool. One of the things if you're doing video, one of the things you might do is you might have these side-by-side videos where, part of it's me, part of it's my guest. Well, there's a tool called Autopod, I think it's called Autopod, to plug in for Adobe, and it'll automatically switch between speakers. Woo! That'll save you a few minutes. Opus Clip, CapCut, Video.ai, even Riverside FM is pretty good. But one of the things I think is important when we look at these video clips, probably already, every single one of us is using these clip creators to create clips, right? So what's going to happen is the entire internet's going to be full of AI-generated clips, right? And so I think what we need to do is figure out, well, how can I put my unique spin? Maybe I add some extra B-roll, some extra sound. I just think that to really make something kick off, it's just gonna need a little bit of TLC on the back end, which is again where I say AI is really powerful because now maybe your assistant or you can create 10 clips super fast, import it to Adobe, and then Adobe Premiere Pro, and then just maybe add some special effects and stuff. And then by the way, if you have a video that does good, save that. We're using it again. If you have a video that pops off, save that. You can use it again. I give you permission. You're allowed.
Anybody else? All right. Here. One more.
So with all this AI, you don't know who's producing what and so on and so forth. So is there anything that you can do to authenticate, to put out there that it was actually you that did it?
I think this is probably one of the biggest social questions of our generation. There have been clips of like Biden saying stuff and Trump saying stuff. Like this is actually kind of scary. Like World War III type stuff is having fake AI generated content created. You talk about the script and video. By the way, there's a fully automated AI news network now. There's not a real anchor. I believe it's called AI News 21. It's on Twitter. It looks real. To answer your question, I think that's the biggest problem that needs to be solved. I know Meta has announced that they're looking at inserting like tags into anything that's AI generated. I speculate, but I think that the blockchain and NFTs might come back. They might come back, y'all. NFTs might come back, and no, I'm not going to try to sell you on my 10,000 collection, but I think that they could play a part. But I don't know that that's been figured out yet. I got to be honest, but I think it's really important. You talk about deep fakes, and did this person really say that? Is that really that person? I got a 7-year-old daughter. The last thing I want is for her to break up with some person, and he's angry, he's upset. He's like, I know, I'm going to teach her. I'm going to teach Adeline. I'll show her a thing or two. Imports her doing some really nasty stuff, and then when she walks into school, every kid in the school is like, oh, look at her. Look at her. I see you. Yeah, that's going to happen. And so that's one of the questions, one of my fears being a young father. Yeah.
Great job, Mark. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. Thank you.